Okay, I'm just putting some notes together for a solo podcast that I'm going to do for the Sisterhood podcast about body positivity. This is something that I've been wanting to talk about for a really long time. I've spoken about this often, about my healing journey from my eating disorder when I was in high school. And now that I'm in my 40s, I'm starting to feel this like new shift in my body happening. It's like my body needs different things. It's communicating to me in different ways. It's looking different. It seems to be acting different. And it brings up a lot of stuff around body positivity, which often happens for women because our bodies just go through so many cycles and so many phases and so many changes. And one of the things that I really loved when I was working with a therapist to recover or heal from these very false, very damaging, limiting beliefs that I had about body positivity was not to focus on trying to control the mental and emotional aspect of it, not at first, but to take instead, so this is the exercise. This is going to be really good for you. It's really powerful if body positivity is something you want to focus on. So take your focus away from your external body. Don't worry about how you look, whether you've achieved your goal yet, whatever it might be that you're not liking about your body that you want to change or are working towards changing or have set goals around. Don't worry about that right now. Right now, the only thing that you're going to worry about is what you can do to support your physical body today. So what you're going to do for the next 7 days, 14 days, 28 days, whatever it is that you want to do, just wake up every single day and throughout the day, starting first thing in the morning, ask yourself, what can I do to support my physical body today? Not to look a certain way, but to feel a certain way, right? So don't worry, your body is going to catch up, right? Like it's going to reward you and love you back. What's going to happen is you're going to start making decisions not to look a certain way, but to just feel good, to feel kindness and compassion and towards yourself and your body, to communicate with your body and hear what your body is communicating back to you, because it's always communicating to you. You're going to start to have a respect for what your body can do for you, what it does for you every single day. You're also going to start noticing that a lot of the things that you thought you needed to do to have your body look a certain way, to finally get to that place where you feel the body positivity, actually isn't the things that are important. Those fad diets, those magic juices, those magic pills, all those potions, you realize I actually never even needed that, because the messages that you're going to get from your body are going to be really simplistic things. Like, honestly, I promise you. So you just ask yourself, all right, body, what do you need right now? What does my body need right now? It will communicate. It will send a signal to your brain, and it will come in a thought. It would be really great if you went for a walk. It would be really nice if you had a big salad. It would be great if you treated yourself to that cookie because you've been, just going hard and really hard on your body lately, and you haven't given yourself a treat, and you're feeling like, if I have this treat, I'm going to commit diet homicide, which just have the damn treat, right? Your body is going to communicate that to you. So it's not always about just choosing the salad, choosing the water, choosing the fitness. Sometimes it's about giving yourself these little pleasures that are out there in the world and understanding that it's just a pleasurable treat. You have not created diet homicide. You're not a bad girl. You didn't do anything wrong, right? So it could be that. It might be giving you signals that, you start to crave, like, I've really been craving protein. Your body needs protein. it will communicate to you. You'll be like, I could really go for this. I could really eat this. It would be really great if I could move like this. It would be really wonderful if you rested. It would be really wonderful if you took a break. It would be really wonderful if we stretched. I'm feeling really tight. Just start to pay attention to the little signals, the little nudges, the niggles. That's what I call them sometimes, those little niggles that your body's giving you, because it is always, always, always giving them to you. Start there, and what will happen is the emotions, the body positivity, the mental aspect of it will catch up. That external, validation that you're looking for when you look in the mirror will catch up, because you're giving your body what it needs, and it's going to love you back. I promise you. Just try that little exercise. This was so powerful for me when I was a teenager, being a teenager and going through an eating disorder. The mirror was always this distortion. What was being mirrored back to me, was completely different than what people were telling me my body looked like. I just thought no, I have to lose another pound. I have to lose another 5 pounds. So I was very, very thin, but every time I looked in the mirror, I just thought, well, no, I'll finally love my body when I look like this. But the mirror is so distorting, because the mirror didn't match the beliefs that I had in my mind. So what was being mirrored back to me were my limiting beliefs, not actually the truth of the reality, which was my body was perfect just the way it was. It was perfect just the way it was. And when I finally got to this place of understanding what body positivity meant, it actually has nothing to do with the mirror. It has to do with me loving my body, not for what it looks like externally, but loving my body and giving it what it needs, when it asks for it. And that put me back in the power seat of my life, because the reason why I was controlling food, the reason why I wasn't eating and controlling my portions, was because I felt like I had no control. So that therapist had this really wonderful tool that I just shared with you to put me back in the power seat, to give me the control back. So just recently, I'm noticing, now that I'm in my 40s, my body's starting to change again. It's having different needs. It's looking different. Even though I've gained a little bit of weight, these clothes aren't fitting. And I'm like, well, that's strange. What's going on? And I just noticed it's just things are just happening. I mean, that happened when I was in my 20s. It happened when I was in my 30s. So of course, it's going to happen in my 40s as well. And it's funny, because it's not like when I look in the mirror, it's this noticeable shift. It's mostly when I put those clothes on. So, I was starting to feel myself veer towards that external, right? Well, okay, I got to fit in these pants. I have to fit in these clothes. So I was working out a little bit harder, and I was trying to meet this goal to fit into these pants. And then it clicked. You're like, no, this is not what body positivity is about. So instead of trying to change my body to suit those pants that just no longer fit the shape of my body that it is today, I bought new pants that fit the shape of what my body is today. And I put myself back in the power seat, and I realized, what can I do to take care of my body today? What does my body want to eat today? How can I nourish my body today? Not what do I need mentally and emotionally? And of course, that's really important. And that's something that I talk about all the time here. But I also talk about, what do I need physically today? And it puts that control. I don't really like that word control very much. Let's reframe it to, it puts you back in the power seat of your life. So instead of those negative thoughts controlling you, you're claiming them so that they don't claim you, and you're nourishing yourself. And by nourishing yourself physically, you're also nourishing yourself mentally and emotionally, because they're not 3 separate bodies. They're all connected. Your mind, your body, your emotions, it's all interconnected. So what you do for one just naturally affects the other one. So try that practice out. Let me know what happens. as you start to communicate, as you begin to ask yourself that question every day, before you eat, what do you need to eat today? Like, what do you really feel like eating? Bring the pleasure back into those choices. Bring the pleasure back into the way you move your body. Bring the pleasure back in to the way you rest. Bring the pleasure back into the foods you eat and the things that you drink. And you're going to notice a big difference. And I'd love to hear from you, because I find it so fascinating when I hear back from everybody. They're like, I had no idea my body spoke to me so much. And it really does. So let me know. Try it out.